Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 24th of November 2023. So it's been a very quiet week. Yesterday was no exception. US closed for Thanksgiving, as the headline says there. So there's no other really important news items around. So we'll be back to normal from Monday. US markets were closed for Thanksgiving Day, while highlights for the upcoming Asia Pacific session include New Zealand retail sales, Japanese CPI and flash PMIs. That's how quiet it is. They're actually reporting on the Far Eastern markets, which is a rare event, generally dominated by US, but of course they were closed for yesterday. So let's move on, have a look at today's economic news. And all we've got is European news to kick off at 9 a.m. Then we go to the flash manufacturing and flash services, which were postponed from yesterday to today because of the markets being closed in the US. It's the last day, it's a half day, and most traders don't turn up anyway. They extend into the weekend to give them a lot longer because for Thanksgiving than the Christmas celebrations. So once we've got this out of the way, then we'll be back to normal, I hope, from Monday. So let's kick off, have a look at the markets. So start off with the Dow. So in the Dow, the market moving up again yesterday. You can see very tiny bar. Like I say, it's more of a whistle-stop tour this morning. Yesterday, sideways, we moved up a bit, so didn't even get a 100-point range yesterday. Overnight, the market's finding support at the DP. I've got the 50 EMA down here where the market could find support. It's above the 5 and it just needs to take out that 20 and the close of yesterday as well. In the German Dax, same picture, above the 5 MA, 15,991. We did 16,000 yesterday, and we've been above that already overnight, but we're just struggling at the moment. We've got some buying coming in there now. We're oversold. So there's a good chance of moving back to the upside there. Let me just move this up so you can actually see it. So yeah, we've got the 16,000. We need to stay above that. Yesterday's high, 16,005. It's very difficult to stay above 16,000, as I've shown earlier on in the week. We had a march up to it yesterday. Markets, again, struggling with it until later on and then trading to it at the close of trade. Interestingly enough, we've gapped down on the overnight, so this may be quite a major resistance. We'll have to see how this pans out when we open at 7 a.m. this morning. But interesting to see that 16,000 is already giving this market a bit of grief. So let's see if we can get back above it, and if not, then there could be a good short there. But in the daily chart, 15,991. And if we go to the weekly chart that we looked at yesterday, we're already trading, as can be seen there, at the 16,045 is the key area there where the selling started over several weeks. And don't forget, the implied volatility is down in the lows also. So an interesting area, that's 16,000. Keep that in mind for today. So in the FT100, the market very quiet in a sideways range, storing up energy. When the market breaks, whichever direction it will break, big style. And again, just remind you of yesterday's implied volatility down at those multi-year lows. And of course, there's no implied volatility for yesterday because the US market was closed. So again, you can see that there's some weakness overnight here at the moment. We managed to move up nicely yesterday, but that didn't hold as soon as we got to the close, and then back below the 200 MA, the markets move lower there. In the US dollar, continuing to trade sideways, bit of weakness, still at the 5-bar moving average. So let's have a look at the metals for yesterday, which I can tell you, and you probably already guessed, didn't do a lot. So in the silver market, staying above that 200-bar moving average at the moment. If it breaks, we go down, and I suspect that that's exactly where we're going from Monday. Again, you can see how quiet the market was yesterday, and the same for gold. Very quiet, very tiny bar. And then 30-minute, again, you can see moving down already, coming back up off the close. And the DP offering a bit of resistance at the moment. And the stochastics showing overbought at the moment and crossing over as well. So it looks like we've got a bit of weakness. Watch the low, the 200 MA in the gold market in the 30-minute chart there. In the gold-silver ratio, sideways to higher. No surprise there. Back up to 90 coming shortly for this market. Let's have a look at yesterday's trades for the basic setup in Omni, and we'll start off with the morning session. So yesterday market was quiet before we even kicked off. It just became quieter. There was a buy signal to begin with, and it took an awful long time, despite the flash news, for the market to move to the upside. See the 50 EMA there holding. You've got the 5 above the 20, 20 above the 50, 50 above the 200. It's already showing you that it wants to move to the upside. We came down and tested the close and the DP and the BRN, and then the market moving to the upside, hitting the scalp and then just becoming sideways. Now I'm going to fast forward through this, because despite the market moving eventually back up to the high before the close, it was a torturous affair. As you can see, the market holding those averages every time it closed back above the 5-bar moving average, the market moving higher, then testing the 50 and then moving back to the upside, coming back and testing the 50, and then again the same thing there. Afternoon, the market moving up slightly with the Dow, but retesting that 50 EMA towards the 200, but then back above the averages, back to green, and then prices moving back to the high there, and that's more or less what was captured yesterday. So just the one trade, and like I say, very, very boring indeed, and makes me wonder why I've got up at 5 a.m, spent 2 hours actually putting the videos together, but I can't leave it alone, and it's fascinating to see how earlier on in the week the predictive statistics of 83%, the market moving higher between Wednesday and Friday. Although we haven't had the completion of Friday yet, there is a chance that the market may move higher once more. But that 16,000 in the Dax is looking slightly precarious. Overnight, in the 2-minute chart, you can see there we've got the high. We've got 200 MA to get through as well, but we've got support at the close. We just need to see the averages switch. And in the daily chart, which we've already looked at, we've got the resistance at 16,045 and 15,991. But more importantly, the resistance at this 16,000 level, this red line, very important level. If it doesn't hold, then we could see a retest of the close and yesterday's DP. But if we get through, the high and the 200 MA in the 2-minute chart are going to give the market a bit of grief. And also that 16,045, you want to keep in mind there as well. Okay, that's the end of this one. We're heading into the weekend, and so have a good one, and with a bit of luck we'll get some volatility from Monday and be back to normal. So with that, have a great weekend, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.